Seth Rollins dethroning Roman Reigns. WWE returns set to happen at Survivor Series 2023. Original plans for Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar revealed. Former WWE champion to make AEW debut at Full Gear. WWE Raw GM Adam Pearce shares heartbreaking update. Damian Priest taunts Cody Rhodes following WWE Raw jab. Triple H has an LA Knight problem and he does not know what to do. The only one ending that makes sense for the Bloodline story. Let's jump right into it. WWE returns set to happen at Survivor Series 2023. On Saturday, November 25th, WWE will present the 37th edition of Survivor Series in Chicago, with many of the company's biggest stars set to feature. However, with very few matches confirmed for the show and some open spots still up for grabs in War Game, the chance for surprise returns is a big possibility. Whilst it has been heavily rumored that CM Punk and Randy Orton could make their WWE comebacks, we are going to take a look at 4 other top names who could return at the premium live event. Number 4, a former WWE champion returns to the ring. One performer who has not wrestled since August is the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. The Irishman's most recent match came against Edge on SmackDown in what ended up being the Rated R Superstars' final match for the company. Since then, Sheamus has taken some time off as he has reportedly been nursing a shoulder injury. The former WWE champion has been with the company for almost 15 years. Sheamus recently revealed to Inside the Ropes his potential retirement plans. As long as people get excited to see the Celtic Warrior go out there, I'll just keep going as long as possible. I feel like I've got at least another 8 years in me, said Sheamus. During his absence, his Brawling Brutes stablemates Butch and Ridge Holland have certainly missed their leader, so we could see Sheamus make a backstage appearance at Survivor Series to reunite with his team. Number 3 is a new day in WWE. Another former WWE champion that fans certainly miss is Big E. The powerhouse of the New Day has not wrestled since March 2022 after he broke his neck on an episode of SmackDown. During a recent interview on Busted Open Radio, Big E gave his adoring fans an update on his physical and mental well-being, as well as when he may potentially be back in the ring. I wish I had more information for you. Right now, there is really no timeline. I've been to a few different doctors who have looked over my scans. I don't have any issues, I feel great, but I broke the champion one in 2 different places. It's called a Jefferson fracture, and because of the nature of the fracture, it takes longer to heal. Initially, they told me 3 months. I thought 3 months and I would be back to wrestling, but things ended up being more complex. Given that you may not be able to physically compete at this moment in time, it would be great for fans to see him and his New Day teammates Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods deliver a promo to the fans at Survivor Series. Number 2, former tag champ makes a gigantic return. A puzzling exclusion from WWE TV over these past few months has been the omission of the Nigerian giant Omos. Despite being given a top spot against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39 in April, the former Raw Tag Team champion has not appeared on TV since SummerSlam. However, absence does make wrestling fans' hearts grow fonder, and with him now having had some time off, a return at Survivor Series may reinvigorate his career. Number 1, a former women's champion is ready for War Game. Another hugely popular star that fans are desperate to see back in the ring is the former SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan. The 29-year-old has not competed in the ring since July 17th when she and Raquel Rodriguez lost their tag team titles to the team of Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Since then, she has been out of action with an injury, determined to get back into the ring. Her tag partner Raquel Rodriguez recently gave an update on Liv's condition while speaking to the Dallas Morning News. She's doing great. She's really recovering well. She's in very good spirits. And of course, she's very, very anxious to come back. I don't have a specific date of when she'll be back. We're all waiting for her. I know I miss her terribly, so I'm very excited for that. But I feel like time has been flying and she's just been on her recovery. So I would assume she'd be back sooner rather than later. A marquee matchup at Survivor Series will be the Women's War Games match, and whilst Damage Control seems to have their squad ready, the babyface side is seemingly low on numbers. Therefore, a surprise WWE return for Liv could be on the cards. Original plans for Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar revealed. WB Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio had surgery performed on his knee earlier this week, which has sidelined him for a few weeks. A recent report has now revealed the original plans of WWE's creative team for the legendary wrestler. On the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown, Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio got into a scuffle following Carlito's loss to Bobby Lashley. It resulted in Escobar turning on his fellow LWO member and brutalizing the former United States champion. It was later revealed that Mysterio had to undergo surgery on his knee, so this was WWE's way of writing him off TV. According to a recent report by PGW Insider, WWE had slightly different plans for the feud featuring the 2 LWO stars. The report suggested that the injury had nothing to do with Escobar's heel turn. The Stanford-based company had been planning it for quite some time now, but following the turn, WWE had originally planned for the 2 to fight each other at live events straight away. The injury now means that the fans will now have to wait to witness their rivalry inside the squared circle. We've had some readers ask if the Santos Escobar turn was something that that happened because of the injury. We are told that it was always planned, and had Rey not gotten hurt, they would have gone right into live events doing Rey versus Escobar, wrote PW Insider in their report. Only time will tell when Rey Mysterio gets medically cleared to get back into the ring. It will be interesting to see how WWE handles Escobar till the 48-year-old completes his recovery. During their match for the United States Championship, Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul botched a move that could have severely injured the WWE legend had the latter not shown his presence of mind. Speaking on his Impulsive podcast, the newly crowned U.S. champion shared details about the spot. The 28-year-old claimed that both the superstars were at fault. Upon assessing my performance, while I think I did save Rey Mysterio, I think I also almost killed Rey Mysterio. I think I was too far back for the move, and I think he didn't clear enough ground for the move. That is what happened. I was too far back, and he didn't clear enough ground. We both, I think, made a mistake, and I had to catch him. I had to catch him, and I wasn't going to not catch him. So, like, truthfully, while I like the headlines and I like being gassed up like this, I was just doing my job, he said. What are your thoughts on the in-ring ability shown by Logan Paul in his limited appearances? Former WWE champion to make a AEW debut at Full Gear. A former WWE champion could possibly make his debut for All Elite Wrestling at Full Gear this Saturday night in Los Angeles. The promotion has been going through tumultuous times after firing CM Punk in September. The ratings have stagnated, and AEW president Tony Khan could be looking for the next big signing to stir up fan interest. In September, WWE's merger with UFC's parent company Endeavor became official, and it resulted in a bunch of superstars being released from their contracts. Dolph Ziggler was one of the notable names who was let go, and the former world heavyweight champion could make sense as a signing for AEW. Ziggler had a remarkable career in WWE, but was never viewed as the guy in the promotion. He was mainly used as a transitional champion or as a reliable veteran to help get younger stars over with the WWE universe. However, the 43-year-old is still in great shape and could have many more years left in his career following his release. Tony Khan just announced that he has come to terms with one of the world's best wrestlers and added that the star is respected by virtually every AEW fan. Ziggler has certainly earned the respect of hardcore wrestling fans over the years and could be the mystery star making his debut with a promotion at Full Gear this weekend. EC3 recently claimed that Dolph Ziggler could be getting set to deliver the best work of his wrestling career. Speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws show, EC3 praised Ziggler as a performer. He added that the veteran could do some of the best work of his career now that he is no longer on WWE's roster. I think Dolph can do the best work of his career now and have a couple of years doing something incredible. Knowing who he is and what he does, he relegated himself into that role as good worker, great bumper. He was a world champion, and he was a draw. If he can get out of it a little bit and make himself, or if he wants to, because he's already made, but if he wants to do something, I think he can do the best work of his career outside of it. Yeah, WWE. AEW Full Gear is shaping up to be a newsworthy show. It will be fascinating to see who will be revealed as the promotion's newest signing at AEW Full Gear this Saturday night. Would you like to see Ziggler in AEW? Which star do you think Tony Khan has signed to the promotion? WWE Raw GM Adam Pearce shares heartbreaking update. WWE Raw General Manager Adam Pearce has shared a heartbreaking update on social media. Adam Pearce currently serves as the GM of Raw. He and new SmackDown GM Nick Aldis have already had issues with each other, but that appears to be water under the bridge for now. Both brands are gearing up for WWE Survivor Series 2023 in Chicago next Saturday night. The 45-year-old took to Instagram today to remember his friend, professional wrestler Jimmy Rave, who tragically passed away in 2021. Pearce noted that he saw an image of the two together, and it brought back a ton of memory. You ever look at a picture and it just brings back a flood of memory? Well, that happened to me today when I saw a picture of me and the late Jimmy Rave together. And if you are not familiar with who Jimmy Rave is, man, you missed out, because he was a tremendous professional wrestler and somebody I shared a ton of time with in Ring of Honor and in other places, FIP in Florida. Moments came back to me. So I just wanted to get on here and thank Jimmy Rave. I know you are watching, looking down for the good times, said Adam Pearce. Wrestling veteran Dutch Mantel predicted that the two authority figures in the company would not get along on WWE television. Speaking on a recent episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk show, Mantel praised both Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce as talkers. Mantel added that he is looking forward to seeing how the storyline progresses in the weeks ahead. We called it right. I think those two could slow it down a little bit. Both of them are good talkers, especially Nick. Nick's going to be the heel, and they are looking at each other like, listen, I'm the boss over here, you stay over there. And that was plainly demonstrated tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with these two guys. I really do on the two brands. That takes in everybody, really. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce could have a very entertaining rivalry on WWE television. It will be fascinating to see how the power struggle between the two authority figures plays out moving forward. Which brand do you think puts on the better television show? Damian Priest taunts Cody Rhodes following WWE Raw jab. Damian Priest continues to poke fun at Cody Rhodes after WWE Raw, reminding him how he has failed to capture a singles championship since returning to the Stamford-based promotion in 2022. This week's Raw opened up with Rhodes coming to the ring with a microphone. The American Nightmare discussed about the men's War Games match at the WWE Survivor Series. Rhodes was then joined by his War Games partners, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins. It didn't take long before Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and GD McDonagh interrupted. The babyfaces then went back and forth on the mic with the Judgment Day. The Archer of Infamy asked Seth Rollins how it felt to be World Heavyweight Champion while standing next to Rhodes, who he could never beat. Priest then fired a verbal shot at Cody. "Hey Cody, how does it feel knowing that you can beat these guys in any match you want, but the one thing you can't do is be a champion?" he asked. Priest took to Instagram and shared a clip of the jab at Rhodes, but attached the popular Super Hot Fire Battle rap meme at the end for added effect. Storytime, #badguy, #live forever, #fight, he wrote. While Priest was right about Rhodes' lack of championship wins since returning, he failed to mention how Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeated the Judgment Day to capture the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship Fastlane. The reign was short-lived as Priest and Balor regained the title in the October 16 episode of Raw. The main event of Monday's Raw saw Priest and Balor retain the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship over Rhodes and Uso. The finish saw Drew McIntyre turning heel as he laid Jey Uso out with a Claymore kick while the referee was distracted. McIntyre rolled Uso into the ring and walked away, allowing Finn Balor to get the pin for the win. The Scottish Warrior continued walking up the ramp and then shook hands with Rhea Ripley as Raw went off the air. It's believed that McIntyre will team with the Judgment Day for War Games at Survivor Series. A major name is expected to join Team Rhodes, making it a 5-on-5 War Games match. Which team do you think will win at Survivor Series? Triple H has an LA Knight problem and he does not know what to do. Triple H, the creative head for WWE and the one in charge of booking the promotion's direction, may face a difficult decision at the moment regarding LA Knight. The star has taken off at a rate that no one saw coming, getting himself over with the fans even though his gimmick had not been favorable. Within a year, he went from breaking out the character he was given to a fan favorite who had the entire crowd chanting "Yeah" and LA Knight with him. In an incredible achievement, he even got pushed to the highest level, where he challenged Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Although he came extremely close to defeating Roman Reigns and got much closer than anyone thought he would, he couldn't get the clinching win. Instead, Jimmy Uso's interference left him with a loss and suddenly without anything to do. While he appears to have picked a feud with Grayson Waller, there's a definite lack of hype surrounding him now than before when he was battling for the top title, and this is where Triple H's biggest problem lies. Although it is over, it will be difficult for him to stay that way if he does not get the feuds and the matches to prove himself. At this time, he needs a proper feud to come away from the loss against Reigns, and Waller himself is not over enough as a top heel to hand him that. Perhaps the best feud for LA Knight now would be for a title. While it's clear that it's not happening against Roman Reigns, there's no reason he can't feud for the United States Championship against Logan Paul. Rey Mysterio is occupied with the LDO, leaving Paul without a proper opponent. Knight and Paul could easily have a multi-month feud heading into Royal Rumble, giving them both a chance to prove themselves and keep them relevant. If Triple H can't keep Knight in big feuds, the work put into him getting over in the last year would be wasted. The only one ending makes sense for the Bloodline story. The Bloodline story in WWE has been ongoing for quite a while. Although the faction has been mostly dominant so far, Hall of Famer Teddy Long believes that an end to the stable will happen from the inside. With Jey Uso already away from the Bloodline, all signs seem to point to a match between him and Jimmy sometime in the future. Jey had previously commented on something similar a while back, expressing the wish to see himself facing his brother at WrestleMania. While there are no such official plans at the moment, the bout is quite possible. Speaking on this week's episode of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine with Mac Davis, Bill Apter pitched the idea for the match. He stated that it was already highly anticipated by fans, making it inevitable. They have not done, and they have to do this because people want it. They haven't done Uso versus Uso. I think that's the next piece of the Bloodline feud here, said Apter. Teddy Long also shared his take, claiming that the bout could lead to the end of the Bloodline. Well, if you were gonna end it, I maybe end it right there. You know what I mean? Work something in there. Maybe that ends it all. I just don't know. Like I said, if you are not in creative, you don't know what direction they are going. While the sudden twist of Jimmy Uso turning on Jey at SummerSlam left a massive impact on the WWE fans, the split was apparently never pitched by the brothers themselves. Speaking to Ariel Helwani of BT Sport in July 2023, Jimmy claimed that he was open to a split if it happened organically. "We never pitched a split. This naturally, organically happened. If Jey is the one right now, let's go and vice versa. What's kept us wanting to be a tag team has put us here today. We're going to be the best damn tag team in the world, which we are. Now, we'd also have a chance to be the best damn singles champion ever. Only time will tell what the company has in store for the Bloodline in WWE." Seth Rollins dethroning Roman Reigns. WB veteran Bill Apter believes a former Universal Champion can legitimately take down Roman Reigns in an unexpected unexpected twist. With the Tribal Chief showing no signs of relinquishing his title after Crown Jewel, discussions about his next opponent have dominated the pro wrestling community. Reigns has thinned out the herd of credible threats to him, leading to fewer choices for an adversary. WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long recently seemed taken with the idea of Seth Rollins being the one to take down the Bloodline leader. Speaking on this week's episode of Sportskeetas, the Wrestling Time Machine hosted by Mac Davis, Bill Apter pitched the idea of the Visionary going for a double championship run. He's got the world title, but I think he could be the guy to put that belt on. With both titles, it could be Seth Rollins. They have the history of being in the Shield together, and maybe Seth Rollins is the guy to step up and do that, said Apter. Hall of Famer Teddy Long also shared his take, agreeing with the idea. I like that. That's a great move with Seth, hot as he is right now. I mean, to me, that's really the way to go. Logan Paul is also a strong contender for Roman Reigns' spot, according to both Teddy Long and Bill Apter. On the same episode of Wrestling Time Machine, Apter pitched the idea of Logan Paul's social media reach bringing more eyes to the WWE brand if he becomes champion. This prompted Teddy Long to agree, although he stated that the title change should not happen just yet. I like the idea of Logan Paul, I just think it will be a little bit soon for Logan, because that now becomes a real heavy schedule there. Logan is already involved with his own stuff. It's got to be a lot of change in there for him to carry that title, because he has got to be there to defend it at all times. As of now, only time will tell how Logan Paul's career in WWE will turn out.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted.